Thank you so much for allowing me to speak tonight. I didn't get to go to Congressman Grijalva's funeral last week because I had to be here for a committee hearing. If he was around, he would have wanted me to stay here and be at that hearing and give them hell. And that's exactly what I did. And he would have been extremely proud of that. I got to meet Raul Grijalva when he was a member of Congress and I was just a legislative assistant. I would go wandering around the hall just to see who I can become friends with. And I met his chief of staff at that time, and she goes, "Hey, why don't you come in and say hello to the congressman out of the blue?" And they pulled me into the office. I was just a kid who has been here a few months, and Real sat with me and just had a conversation of who I was, why I was fighting for my community, why did I want to be in this business. And that interaction really did stick with me for a number of years. And that's because I didn't have a title. I was not anybody special. I wasn't anybody in particular. I was a kid that wandered into his office and tried to get a meeting with him because he comes from a similar background. His dad was a bracero. My dad was a bracero. That means that they worked in the fields here in the United States. And I think we were maybe 2 or 3 of the sons of braceros that became members of Congress. But it really shows who he is. He will treat you the same if you're the president, to a member of Congress, or to a staffer, or to somebody who works in the fields. And that says more about Raul Grijalva than, I believe, any piece of legislation he's ever passed. And when I got here, he remembered me as that kid that often was probably a little bit too arrogant, a little bit too in a rush to move ahead, but that he helped get accustomed to the House of Representatives. So I was really bummed and sad when we heard the news that he passed away, even though he was pretty sick. But he was a guy that I think a lot of us just loved as family. And I think that's why you see so many people from the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, from the other caucuses, members that went to his funeral, because he was just a great guy, somebody that you can just go and hang out with. Raul, you'll be missed. I know you have done great things, but it's really the people that you've touched over the years that will continue your legacy.